This podcast is brought to you by Onyx Hunt. Know where you stand.
This podcast is brought to you by Yeti, built for the wild.
This podcast is sponsored by Lifetime Decoys, innovation in waterfowl. This podcast is brought to you by Sitka Gear, turning clothing into gear. This podcast is brought to you by Gunner Kennels, man's best kennel. This podcast is brought to you by Migra, custom waterfowl ammunition.
24/7 hunt. Y'all know what it is.
We at the ramp, we putting in. We want the malice, we getting them.
Yeah.
We at the ramp, we putting in. We want the malice, we getting them. We want the green heads, green heads, green heads. We want the green heads, green heads, green heads. We at the ramp, we putting in. We want the malice, we getting them.
Yeah.
We at the ramp, we putting in. We want the malice, we getting them. We want the green heads, green heads, green heads. We want the green heads, green heads, green heads.
This is a 24/7 Hunt podcast. Don't watch me, watch TV.
All right, episode 2 podcast. This was gonna be titled Big Rick. Yeah. Introduce Big Rick. What's happening, baby?
Rick
What's
the
going
Chef.
on, man? What's
Rick the
going
Chef,
on?
Rick the Chef, baby.
Y'all started something last episode. please no.
Hey, hold on.
We're gonna save that.
We're gonna say that for later. Don't get ahead of yourself. You ain't that good of a cook. Moody,
Hey,
what you
Rick.
been on, bro?
Man, not much, man. Just countdown. You know, we're a week down from last episode, 1 week closer to duck season. So, I get to hang out with the bros some more, and man, we're gonna kill some more greenheads. That's what's on the way.
Hey,
So,
you already
man,
know what's coming.
Yep, you already know. So, Ricky, man, tell us what's good.
Man, I am looking forward to duck season a little earlier this year than last year. I normally don't get the fever until about the first cold front, but I'm hot weather duck craving right now, man. So hot weather craving, just ready, dude. Ready.
Word.
I heard that.
Man, hey, so you say you ready for the cold front, but before we get to the cold front, who's Rick Nicholas? That's what we trying to find out. Who's Ricky? Who's
wanna
the
know-
who
I
the
wanna
light skin?
know who Ricky Nicholas is.
The light skin from Louisiana.
What facet, man? Light skin from Louisiana. Y'all scratch that one. Hey, I'm the hardest one to hide in the woods, man. Come on.
Ricky, the yellow lab. Yeah.
So what's going on, man? I guess a little bit about myself. I've been hunting since day zero. Started out back in '88 hunting with my dad. There's so much. I'm glad we're doing this podcast because there's just so much to say, so many different facets of it. Growing up, the only dude hunting at your school, it was always an odd thing, the only hunter on the block. So it was exciting to meet you guys because you don't run across a lot of hunters. So that's probably the most significant thing, man. But there's a lot to me. I'm a media guy, a marketing guy, a hunting guy, a family guy. So just a dude that's completely ate up with the outdoors.
I heard that. So you say hunting, man. What kind of hunting did you grow up doing with your pops and stuff? Was it always duck hunting or?
Yeah, it was not duck hunting. Duck hunting's relatively new. So I grew up a lot of deer hunting. We always had some access to some deer property. And for me, it was the highlight of my year. You look forward to, and I'll backtrack a little bit. My mom and my dad, they stood up back in '88. So deer hunting was not only, a moment for deer hunting, but it was a moment of me and my dad together spending time deer hunting. So I used to always look forward to it. Thanksgiving was our time period. My season for the first 10 years took place within the window of Thanksgiving break, getting picked up from school to getting dropped off the night before, passed out, and he always left me with a deer roast, So
I heard that.
that's kind of it, man.
Deer hunting holds a special place in your heart, then, huh?
It do, man. It's the tradition side of hunting for me. It's what I grew up doing, and it always just encompassed way more than the harvest. It was always an experience, bond building time with your dad, time to meet the other guys, and you felt like you had the most energy, the most fire at the camp growing up as a kid. That was your shot to be a little man for the weekend.
Yeah.
So I always came back home feeling big.
Attest to that. I used to love And that Thanksgiving break, oh my God, we hunting every day. I'm with the old men, you know what I'm saying, listening to the stories, listening to all the lies they telling. And that was a good time, man. It felt like the weather used to be colder back then, didn't it?
I mean, dude, I could leave Lafayette, Louisiana, and when I got within an hour from the camp, when you get out of the truck to take a leak, it was an instant 12 to 15 degree temperature drop. So it just felt like it was just clockwork, automatic, man. First frost. So, yeah.
So
and we used to always stop to Walmart to get a freezer suit, a brand new freezer suit every year, a little zip up.
Hey, so we're gonna end a debate right here. Who the better deer killer, you or Moody? Who the big buck? I'm out. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm shooting the first thing to walk, so I'm out.
So you got different levels of being a sportsman, right?
Yeah.
So I got quote unquote out of deer hunting before I hit kind of the technical side of it. So I left deer hunting in the harvest side of it, where I think Ranar pursues deer the way I pursue duck, like strategy, chasing bucks, naming bucks, actually literally hunting, finding the deer, learning what they're doing. So I would have to give it to Ranar in that standpoint. I think he got a lot more hours clocked pursuing a specific buck. But that's
you getting technical with it. So you saying you kill big deer?
Yes.
Just Ranar hunt them special deer.
I get set up, man. Like my dad had the hottest stand on the property. He find out where they're gonna be. He build a stand. I get in there and I just enjoy it,
Yeah.
And that was part of his strategy to get me hooked. So that being said, I gotta bow down to Big Moody on that one, man. He got the Georgia Bucks pinned down.
Hey, look, he can have them deer. First one walk out, all I see is tenderloins and my skillet going off.
This man Darryl
It's going off.
If his brown is down, huh?
Hey, dots, if it's white, got polka dots, still going down.
I can't, no way.
I don't co-sign on that. He talking about what's that deer called? He talking about the axis deer, right? For the people who are listening, that's the axis deer. He's a big axis hunter.
Hey, one time I remember we was debating about deer hunting. Darryl, I was like, man, you gotta shoot big buck. He was like, nah. Man, we got that corn going in that feeder. They gotta pay me. They eating my corn up, man.
Hey man, calculate it up. How much food you buy? When that deer sit there for more than 2 minutes, he done ate $4 worth of food. I'm gonna need my $4. I'm gonna need mine.
That's funny. That's funny, man.
Nah, but I think it's kind of just the way, like, so for me when we started deer hunting, my grandpa, when we went deer hunting, because that's what my dad didn't hunt, but I love my dad to death. But my grandpa, like, we go deer hunting, he was raised up in a generation, like, we ain't waiting for no horns. Like, this is food for the family, So when I went hunting, right. Brother, if it walk out, it's coming home.
It, I gotta say this though, dude. When I let the very first deer walk, that changed everything. It kind of flipped the switch to learn that, okay, things started happening, because I agree with you. I started out that same way. We're going to North Louisiana to fill up the freezer. And if I saw just enough brown, that was a wrap. But boy, life just unfolds in the deer hunting world when you let that first one walk out and you just start to really fall in love with, what's behind it and the activity and their body language and, all that good stuff. So
which I done got better. I don't shoot them as quick now. I don't shoot them as quick. But if they sit there for more than 5 minutes, I gotta go, cuz.
Well, you crazy, man.
What Richie's saying about that, I definitely can attest to that, man. Letting deer walk, man, and just learning their behavior. You're able to, see them do their thing. So you learn a lot when you let them walk, man.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like big boy coming out at 10:30, 11 o'clock, and you didn't saw about 10 deer the whole morning, walking, and here comes big boy tipping through. He think everything's A-okay. So, man, letting them walk is definitely a good feeling for sure.
Hey, let me tell you, by 10:30, 11 o'clock, I got 3 does hanging on a rack.
10:30, you at Popeyes, let's be honest.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Look,
hey, wherever
right,
he got his fruit snacks out.
We're gonna make a comparison, okay? We're going to do it right now. The way y'all look at them big buck deer is how I look at 10 mallets. Look, see, y'all be want to shoot them wood ducks and teal and all the other junk. And look, I'm like, just wait for the mallets.
I got kids to feed, man. You can kind of tell who have kids in the group and who don't. We got to get that bread. We got to feed them kids, man. Can't come home with no one mallet past those 16 woodies.
Rick, we gotta travel that far, and we done passed up 1,000 wood ducks. Hey, being from Georgia, I don't know nothing about letting a wood duck fly past my face. I don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That's funny.
But, hey, Darryl is definitely slowly changing me into a mallard purist. I ain't gonna lie. I'm probably about 70% with the mallard.
Mallard purist, duck snob.
Look, I can say this. I done changed. Y'all done got better. It used to be, man, you can't even say nothing. Them wood ducks come through. Boo, 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 boo. Hey, man, what y'all doing?
That's funny. That time Jim shot that Susan, man, he almost got kicked out the state, man.
Hey, man, we had straight green. He shooting ends.
Hey,
yeah.
I just wish people from Arkansas could definitely, learn. I guess grow up in a different state so they can see how it is. So, like, where I'm from, duck hunting, man, you like 30 minutes to hunt over, bro. So
yeah,
when you go to Arkansas and you see 1 million wood ducks flying in the morning, I mean, that's crazy. That's just crazy. Like, that's you don't see that around here. So, my first few times hunting in the timber in Arkansas, and the wood ducks come through, definitely jaw drop, like, for real. And it's like, I can't believe all these wood ducks in here, but I see why now, because y'all don't kill them.
Yeah, you can't catch a wood duck in Louisiana, man. They got a gun for every duck.
So
that's funny.
So Rick, tell me a little about the duck hunt in Louisiana. What's it like?
You got different levels of duck hunting in Louisiana. You got your public land. You got your fourth generation leaseholders. But the public land warrior always prevails in Louisiana. Like you guys referenced the last conference, the last meet that you had, the podcast. That challenge of the one factor that we fight that you guys didn't mention, a lot of ours is coastal, so it's the tide. So you got the other hunters, you got the birds, you got the tide. The tide's huge. So Louisiana hunt is night and day different. We gauge success different on a Louisiana hunt. If you can kill a limit in Louisiana, you're a successful duck hunter. If you can kill a public land limit, you're phenomenal. And if you can get some pintail and some mallard, then you had a very, very, very successful hunt. So ours is a little bit different. We have more of an appreciation for all birds because you have to,
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Spoonbill's a popular bird here and there.
And I think that's just kind of one of them things. Just where you at is what you don't want to kill.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what Moody was saying. I ain't never duck hunted in Georgia. I don't think I ever will, but
that's why our worst hunts out in Arkansas, I'm just thankful because that's like a crazy hunt back home. Like,
yeah.
And me, I'm over there like, man, we could kill 10 ducks. I'm like, man, it could be better. This is terrible.
A bad hunt in Arkansas is a phenomenal hunt in Louisiana. I gotta say that. I do like the diversity in Louisiana. We have a little bit of flooded timber. We got a lot of marsh and we got a lot of delta. Yeah. So you can scoot over 500 yards to a mile and have a different experience. So I do like that of the Louisiana hunting, and I do like the variation of species. So you never know what's coming in, man. You might find a golden eye. I don't want to say it wrong, eider or something like that. Like you have some stuff you need to pull out your chart. Figure out what in the heck is this thing.
All I know is dead. I just shot it.
What's the limit on it? So you'll have that in Louisiana, whereas Arkansas, you pretty much know what you're gonna see. You're gonna see a few woodrows early in the morning, and then Mr. Mallard himself, and that's about it. So that's the biggest difference I found.
So, what all companies are you? Okay, so you're a big marketing media guy, right? So what all companies have you worked with? Are you working with? Pursuing? What's kind of take us on that road?
I'll speak on Stoger and Gator Tail. So Gator Tail is the first outdoor company that I've had any interaction with, and it simply just started out as being a Gator Tail owner who loves to take pictures, who loves to push the brand. I had one of the first center consoles that Gator Tail came out with, and it just drew a lot of attention every gas station I'd ever show up to. So I started collecting business cards from guys who were interested, and I called up the owner one day and I was like, "Hey, Kyle, I got a lot of guys reaching out about these boats. Do you have an outside guy?" And he's like, "Oh, what?"
Let me stop right there. I got a question for Rick. I really want him to get in detail with this because he told me this story, so I feel like everybody should hear this. You know what I'm saying? Rick, you don't have to I guess talk about the companies that may have overlooked you, but definitely, make it a point that, companies overlook you. So I just want to touch on, like, I guess, what made you really feel at home with Gator Tail, that, that first interaction.
Okay. Yeah. I absolutely don't mind it, man, because it shaped everything. And I thank God that experience did happen, because it brought me where I'm at now. But I originally went to another Louisiana boat company and another Louisiana surface job company. I went there, and when I got out the car, I had my office partner with me. And I walked up to, I don't know if it was the owner, sales guy, and the guy passed me clean up and went and talked to my office partner. And my office partner was like, no, he wants to buy the boat. And I had 20 grand I'm about to spend, okay? 20 grand. And the guy's like, oh, you want to buy the boat? I'm like, I want to buy the boat. I'm the duck hunter. He don't hunt. I hunt. So the guy walks up, apologizing, and he's like, oh, well, I'll show you. I'm like, no, just give me a brochure. I took the brochure. It was a more cost-efficient boat. And I left, man, and it hit me. I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot Gator Tail's out here. So I went to Gator Tail. And what sold me was the owner, Kyle Broussard, literally walked out the building, stuck his hand out straight to me and said, hey, buddy, how can I help you? And I knew at that moment, I don't care what he's selling. I don't care if it's a P-roll with a firecracker on the back. I'm spending my 20 grand right here because I feel valued, and that's something that I can get into stories after stories after stories on that whole experience, that whole journey. But that's what made me die hard Gator Tail commitment, and just bought in on how they do business. And, Lisa, she works at Gator Tail. She treated me phenomenal. That was the first gesture of being accepted in the outdoor world that I had to deal with. So I was like, this is it right here. I'm digging in deep right here. Yeah. So that's the backstory on that.
Yeah, that makes me, that touches me right there. Because being, let's just prove the fact. You don't really see too many, people that look like us in the outdoor industry. So if somebody really, offers a hand to you and, really treats you, with crazy and love, man, that's like, man, that, that means a lot, what I'm saying? And that's
right.
That's just awesome.
I'm latching on, dude. If you give me a shot, that means you're giving me a shot based off of my abilities.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm gonna deliver. I'm going to deliver, and I'm only gonna deal with companies that I believe in naturally. And I'm gonna dig deep in them. Just for giving me a shot and seeing me for who I am, simply, and my skill set.
Right.
Straight up.
Yeah. If I ever get out of a Gator Tail, you're gonna see me in a P-roll. All right, you boys that don't know what a P-roll is, that's a boat you got to get in there and paddle. But I'm not going nowhere else, man. That's just that. Did y'all want to dive? Y'all wanted to dive deeper in on that little thing, or y'all want to move on?
Man, we can.
Let's just go with it. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go back to you said so you bought the Gator Tail, right? Because we got the story of how you got the Gator Tail. You bought the Gator Tail. You're at the stores getting business cards because people kept walking up to the boat, wanted to find out about the boat. So from that point, you reached out to Kyle, right? You said, hey man, I got some guys. I got cards and numbers. And so is that when Kyle kind of took a leap of faith? Like, here, man, I'm gonna trust you with my business, kind of a little bit. They break you off, just like not so much money invested, but like he just broke you off. Like, here, let me see what you can do.
It was a part two to it. I went to get my boat serviced one day, and the game wardens were there getting their rig service. And the game wardens told Kyle, yeah, this guy is always on the water. So Kyle, a businessman, was like, well, if he's always on the water, I need this guy looking good. So they just added the reverse cavitation plate on the back. So he's like, man, slap a reverse plate on his rig, get him squared away. And then from there, it's just always been, I look out for him every chance I get. He look out for me every chance we get, and just a good ownership experience. So now to bring it back just a little bit, the reason I bought a Gator Tail is because I got kicked out of my duck lease. That's a whole nother story. So it's like getting kicked out of, and I think I'm so thankful that it happened, because getting kicked out of the duck lease brought me to owning a Gator Tail, which brought me to say where we are right now. I'd have never went to Arkansas and linked up with Darryl Moore in my center console flat fronted Gator Tail, 35 horse spitting fire. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for all of that, man.
All right, so there's two things we're gonna talk about. One, why'd you get kicked out your duck lease? Because people probably think you're an outlaw if you got kicked out. So tell us, why'd you get kicked out?
I had a friend that brought me in, and duck leases in Louisiana they're very business oriented as well. So it's not just pure pleasure. So a lot of guys will work the duck lease to build relationships and whatnot. So when my friend got out of the duck lease and I was still there, I'm a military recruiter. I'm easy to find, right? So he said that, hey, I couldn't reach this guy. I couldn't find this guy. Well, I told you in January that, yes, I'm on the next year. Here's the money. If I don't talk to you until August, the answer's still the same.
Yeah.
So they assume that, okay, and they end up leasing it out to their law firm. That way they can do their thing. And so I was like, if I have a boat, if I have a Gator Tail in public land opportunities, and this was before Onyx. If Onyx is out right now, I'd have made the decision twice as fast, because now I just knew one WMA and I bought a Gator Tail. Right. That was my duck freedom. Now with Onyx, you got 32 WMAs and 500 square miles.
Yeah.
So
no doubt.
Game changer.
No doubt. So I ain't trying to take it from you. Ranar. So tell everybody how you met Rick. Let's hear that story.
Man, actually, I feel like Rick can touch on this before I can, because he always told me, he seen me one time, and you know what I'm saying, we never did. I guess Rick, go ahead.
Well, I mean, time out before you go, you can't miss Moody. I mean, everybody, you can see this big old truck. It don't matter. This whole new drip. If he ain't got on the Sika, that boy Gucci down.
See, I met Ranar, or I seen Ranar pre-drip. All right, he was driving, I think it was a Chevy 1500 or something at the time, and clearly when you see a guy that you don't normally see in the outdoor world hunting in Arkansas, first off, I assume that he got to be the real deal, because not a lot of guys are willing to commute to kill birds who aren't real waterfowlers. So when I saw him, Jim was like, I think that's that Ranar Moody guy. I looked at him, I was like, huh. But Ranar didn't say much. He hopped in his truck. He was, he had his little Crispito from the gas station. He was out of there, bro. Probably trying to get back to the hole, but that's the first time I saw him.
It wasn't no Crispito, because that boy, he ain't know nothing about them Crispito yet. He ain't know nothing about the Crispito yet.
Probably had some Vienna sausages and
mayonnaise sandwiches, that bro.
Georgia style,
So when Darryl first told me about Ranar, and I looked at his Instagram, he was Gucci down and dapper out. I said, this dude hunt? I was shocked. I said, he can't be the real deal. But that was that, man.
Man, I met Rick. It was like 2014. I just graduated high school, and man, I had that. That's when I had my loud truck, the 2500 Chevrolet. You could hear me coming from 2 miles away, and I don't remember what I was doing, and I got an Instagram DM from this dude named Joseph Nicholas, and I'm like, who is this dude? Like, I'm like, man, whatever. And then I finally responded. I think Rick, he said something about, hey, man, I'm in Arkansas. I'm from Louisiana. He told me like a little spiel. I'm pretty sure I still had the DM. I need to go look. And he was like, hey, man, you want to go hunting? I'm in. And I was like, I mean, cool, let's go. I'm going. And we walked into Bayou Mita. I don't remember what happened.
I'll tell you what happened.
No GPS.
No GPS. It was a nightmare. Down rolling in, there was some guys in the hole, and he was like, yeah, that's the hole we were gonna get in. I'm like, that hole right there with the guys in? He's like, yeah. So that was my first intro to hunting Arkansas WMAs. Okay, this is crazy. This ain't guaranteed, but yeah, WMA, Bayou Mita.
Yep, we walked in.
3 ducks, all hens.
Then we walked in.
It's rough.
We walked in a long way too. It was like 2 or 3 miles. We walked in.
Snowing.
Yeah. It was snowing.
I love them snowy mornings in the woods. We ain't had one last year.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we had a good one.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah, I met Ricky. I was just hanging out with Darryl, and Darryl's like, man, yeah, you got to meet Ricky. You got to meet Jim. And he kept talking about it. And I was like, damn, man, I need to meet these boys. And shit, Darryl keep talking about them. Damn, when we going to link up? And shoot, man, when we met, it was just like brothers, man. We all just clicked like that. So we've been running ever since. And man, it ain't. I know during duck season, it ain't a single day we ain't talking on the phone. We ain't talking on the phone, texting each other about something. Like, hey, we coming back every time before we leave the camp. I look at Rick like, Rick, you come back next weekend? Yeah, dog. We were holding it. He coming from Louisiana. I'm coming from Florida. Georgia. So. Yeah, that's just how that goes for sure.
Ain't no question of Darryl hunting. Y'all.
Darryl was hunting 60-day seasons when I met him, man.
Yeah, I know, man. That's crazy. I'm jealous about that. I ain't never get this.
60-day seasons. You open up his truck, stuff falling out, just running a gun, pure running gun, sleeping at the gas station.
Hey
Hey,
man,
that's what I will say about Ricky, and I don't know if it's before, I don't know if Ricky's always been like this or the military, but this dude is the most organized, clean. I mean, you gotta have just like this. You gotta Ricky have all his stuff organized everywhere from
wait,
truck,
don't step in the truck with no boots on, nothing. It don't matter.
Hey, y'all leave my truck out of it, man.
Right on the back of Ricky, like with Ricky dog.
Hey,
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, bro. I like to have what I need in the woods, man. As we talked about the whole cooking thing, and I don't know. Ranar can cook, Darryl can smoke, but I think I'm the most versatile of them all. I think I can make a gravy in all conditions. I think Darryl might need a little setup. I don't know about Ranar. He need to at least get to the boat with a grill. I could strike a fire off the back of a stump and get it popping right there. So that's gonna be my strong point, man.
hey, no,
How Miller say, chefing in the woods, man.
You know it.
I need my whole setup. I gotta have my smoker. I need to have my marinade. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's scary me about Darryl? I don't even know if it's so much of the I know the food's gonna be cooked right. It's the season. The season ain't gonna be. I gotta. He's scared me, so I might take a leap of faith on that seasoning, bro. I don't know what you've been using, but I need a lick.
Look, when y'all eat these ribs, that matter of fact, I'm gonna have them ready the day before duck season.
Hey, if I don't make a mistake and bite my finger while I'm eating them ribs,
You're crazy, man.
so,
Man.
what else you got for Ricky, man? What else you want to dig into, Dale?
So we say Rick can cook, we see he can hunt, but let's talk about family, because that's kind of what all we built on, So family wise, just tell us about, I know you got two little boys, but tell everybody kind of what drives you, you know what I mean? Because hunting drives you, but your boys, that's a whole nother level of drive.
Yeah, man. They hold that mark. They make me be who I need to be. That's my checks and balances right there. And I just know that you have to set an example, and you can't be a hypocrite. So they're my moral compass. They're my what draws me tight to the line. But I have a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old, and they're crazy, man. My little boys, they love to hunt. They ate up with it, and that's just where we spend our time, dude. So you guys will get to meet them this upcoming season. I say y'all already met them, but the world will get to meet them this upcoming season.
I feel like they like. Go ahead.
We got Ricky's sons and Daryl's nephew. We got to do a youth hunt this year, in the woods for sure. Like we got to make that happen.
For
Absolutely,
sure.
Man.
And for sure, and
Absolutely.
I feel like we touched on it last podcast. Is Moody kind of told what 24/7 meant to him, it meant to me, and I feel like for you and even for Moody having a kid coming up, and for like my nephews and stuff, that's kind of how it's kind of one of the things we're doing all this for. You know what I'm saying? Is so that way when they get older and they get our age, and we're the old folks like Moody's dad, my grandpa and people like that, we can look back and see that torch pass. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of how Rick looks at it, when he's doing everything for his boys.
I know for a lot of people, I don't care if you're on TikTok, I don't care if you're just a YouTube viewer, 247 to me is a culmination of several projects. I had Blood Deep Outdoors, you had River Bottom Outdoors, we had Grand Falls, we had so many different things. So to kind of narrow it down, 24700, from my perspective, it's a group of guys who share a passion, no different than Daybreak Outdoors. They group of guys share a passion into hunting and want to share it with the world, work with other companies. That's the outside piece of it. A lot of guys will ask me, "Hey Rick, is that a all black thing?" And I'm like, "Nah, just four or so black guys who hunt." So, when you see 37 white guys hunting together, it's just hunters. When you see 4 black guys hunting together, like, oh, what's this? It's like it's just a couple dudes, And I have a huge range of guys I hunt with. I hunt with some pretty badass guys, man, some real stand-up guys. Guys who they just share a passion, and they know another guy shares a passion, just like athletes. When you share a passion so hard, it just merge. That's who I hunt with down in Louisiana. But 247 hunt, I've had a lot of crazy experiences as camps. I've had guys leave the camp when I get there. I've had guys leave the blind mid hunt because I was there. And when I was confronted about it, I'm like, it's crazy, but there's no awkward moments hunting with Darryl.
Yeah.
There's no awkward moments hunting with Ranar. It was not by design, but there's no awkward moments. Yeah. There's no flags to be torn down. There's no words that are said. They got people shuffling. I get no warnings when I'm hunting with Darryl and Ranar, where in other camps I might say, hey, look, I got to introduce you about this guy, but just no, so 247 is kind of a little personal safe space. I can truly be who I am. And if you look at the outdoor industry, and I know that may be another topic we get on, but I can be who I am and do what I do and not have to change a thing in 247.
Yeah.
So while we're emitting to the world our passion for the outdoors and just for guys who happen or how many guys who happen to just love and have a passion for a sport, it does so many underlying things for me. So it creates an environment to where my son, just like the old, African-American sergeant majors in the military who walked around Vietnam and had to deal with things, my son will, in result, be able to walk around the outdoor industry and not get pointed at. The music won't cut when he walks into the place in Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? Because hopefully by that point, they'll say, okay, just another guy who hunts. Yeah. Simply that. So.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hey, that's a crazy feeling, boy. You walking into a restaurant in some of these small towns that you hunting in, and you just nothing but brothers, and you get that look from everybody, boy. It's like, damn, brother, goddamn, what the hell is going on out here? But hey, man, just like I said in the last episode, man, just making everybody aware, and not just the opposite race. We've dealt with, and I still deal with, people from the same ethnic background that I am.
Correct.
Just super
Correct.
shocked that I hunt or think or, want to talk negative about the things I do or think it's for a certain group of people. And,
right.
And that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? That is not the case.
Do you know what kind of heat I took for skipping a basketball game to go hunting?
Yeah.
At the high school I went to,
right.
You automatically get called all kind of names just because you hunt. So I feel like I took it on both ends, and I'm just like, God dang. So again, 247 is a safe space. Yeah. Like, man, you're accepted. You could be who you want to be. You can have your passion, and you got dudes over there just as excited as you are. You know what I'm saying? You're not the lone wolf no more. So I definitely agree to that, man. Crazy.
For sure. And I think going back to walking in places, I've walked into some places and I have on all my bottom land, the OG that I usually wear, used to wear that OG bottom land, and you walk in the door and, they just turn around. It don't matter what group I'm with. I can be like, all my white hunting buddies, I got plenty of them. Y'all done met them all. And they just turn around and like, y'all coon hunting? I'm like, coon hunting? No, cause what? I mean, I will go because got that bad walker dog at the house, but we just got done smashing 10 lemons of malice, cuz.
That's funny. Upland Darryl. Yeah, I have several situations like that, man. He must garfish or he must rabbit hunt on a beagle. Hell no, man. I'm shooting green tops in the woods with a Labrador retriever.
Yeah. Man, that was funny last year when we come off the ramp and an older gentleman pulls up and asking us, what are y'all doing? Man, we just got done duck hunting, I'm with my waders, and, we got the hooks hooked up with the boats, we pulling them out. What y'all hunting? We duck hunting, man. Well, how the hell y'all get out there? All these boats, these trucks, bro. You know what I'm saying? I guess he just shot some people, and his next words were, "Well, you don't really see many black people duck hunting." I said, "Yeah, you don't, man. What you think about it?" And
he absolutely said that.
Because I remember everybody just like,
yeah, because Ranar said, "What you think about it?" And the guy was like, it was like this standoff.
He was like, "Well, I guess it's all right with me." I said, it's all right, man. You know what I'm saying?
I hope it's all right with you because we already did it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Stuff like that, man. I just hope, maybe that guy that we met, maybe next time he sees a black duck hunter, it won't be such a shock to him. You know what I'm saying? And so
yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all. You know what I thought though? I bet that dude went to the store, I got on the phone. I was like, man, you ain't gonna believe what I just seen. You know what I'm saying? I can already see it happening.
Hey, I gotta say this, dude. Shout out to the generation of young guys and the a certain classification of older guys who, when they see us, they got two categories: guys who are on the birds
Yeah.
and guys who are not on the birds. And that's what this new generation is looking at when they see 247. Either they're on the birds or they not. Like that's all I see, man. So shout out to them. I thank y'all for y'all support. I thank y'all just for seeing it as that, man. And yeah, we will be on the birds, man.
Yeah. We got to die trying to get on.
For sure. When they see the new rig I'm coming out in, I'm coming out in this year. Hey, all I'm gonna say, you see that big sucker coming through. It's on the bird.
Hey, you're gonna have a lot of people surprised with what you're coming with, man. We'll leave that for another conversation.
Man, but yeah, I can't let them know what's coming, but it's gonna be dripping. That's all I'm gonna say. But I think,
yes, sir.
going on what you said, man, I think the support that everybody has, and from the DMs we all get, all three of us, I think that everybody kind of likes what we're doing. It kind of helps us move on, keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Just far as like when we're at the ramps, when we're at the store, if we go to Max, or if we driving down the highway, you know what I'm saying? The DMs we get of people, that's watching us and supporting us. I think it's real nice how everybody kind of that little pat on the back that you kind of keeps you just pushing.
Sure. Man,
right.
Definitely makes you feel, like we do moving in the right direction. And man, we stop, we're gonna talk to everybody, and hey, we're gonna always stay humble with that. And it's just a blessing. So yeah, man, if you see us around, definitely stop. And we might be asking you where the ducks at, man. We might be having a hard time. But it's definitely fun, man. We're all in this sport together, and to keep this sport alive and keep it pushing. And definitely they can't take away hunting, man.
Man, I'm gonna tell a story real quick. That it's probably, I probably should tell it, but I think one of my best hunts with these three dudes right here was it was raining the night before, and at first we were kind of like, man, we might as well not even hunt, and only us three woke up and went hunting that morning on the White River, and we didn't get the hole because the hole we was going to was too deep. The backup hole somebody was in, the two backup holes somebody was in, so we just stopped behind another hole we like to hunt in the woods, and man, we had all those ducks come in, and I don't remember where Rick had walked off to by then. And me and Moody,
filming the Gator Tail video.
And me and Moody landed this group of like, I don't know how many ducks on the water. And I think we were just shocked because of how bad the weather was. This big old group just come through. It wasn't even a hole. They just come through the woods. Yeah. And we killed what? 2 ducks and crippled like 2 we couldn't even get to.
Crazy, man. It was crazy. We had so many hunts this year. We get the ducks down in the hole. And they don't fall in the hole all together, so they all kind of spread out, but it's just like, bro, you don't know which one to shoot. And then once you get on one, the tree gets in the way, especially you hunting in tight hole, and you try to get on another one. And I mean, by then, all the damn ducks just out the hole, and you just like, oh my God, man, what the hell?
Man, I got to add to that story from my perspective, all right? So I'm always running back to the boat between being a camera guy and being a cook. I'm always running back to the boat to do things. And I always hear my guys calling, and that's a whole nother conversation. But when I walk into the boat and I hear Darryl screaming or Ranar screaming, I say, oh, they're not on no birds. So I'm at the boat just kind of dabbing. I hear him screaming at the call again. I'm like, nah, they ain't nothing working. Next thing I start hearing them bring it down. I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit. So I'm shuffling at the boat trying to get my stuff together because I could hear how they bring their calling down, and I could hear the nervousness through their call, how they're trying to finesse these birds. And then you just hear World War III. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, okay, I'm over it. I missed it. Got it. I just pray that they knock down at least 7. So you got this long walk to them, and nobody's screaming, nobody's celebrating. I'm like, oh shit, this ain't good. But I see one duck, crippled. I'm like, dude, we get there and I see 2-3 birds down. I'm like, oh my God, not only did I miss it, but these boys knocked out 2 out the flock. So,
but
that's from my perspective.
But you got
what I said last episode, bro. I'm still locking up, bro. I can't get out of it. I'm still locking up. When they break them trees, I'm locking up for like 2 seconds, and I cannot. In them 2 seconds, I need to be shooting, bro.
Here is,
we always shooting at the same damn birds too, bro. So We
All
gotta
right.
figure
Well,
that out.
here's my thing too. Okay. Look, I usually carry killers with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I'm the singer. You know what I'm saying? I talk dirty to the Ducks. You know, I get them. Okay, let's go. And so and Rick can attest. As long as Rick has known me, I get the Ducks in hold. But a lot of times I don't pick my gun up. I don't. My gun will sit on the tree. I just like to bring them in, see what they gonna do, see what y'all boys about.
Well, we can't kill no damn ducks. If you ain't gonna shoot, and Ricky gonna be at the boat, and I'm helping you get ducks in the boat. Hey, we gotta figure this out, bro. That's why Miller gotta come every hunt. Miller gonna kill some shit. Now,
Miller, if Miller got 3 shells, 6 ducks gonna die. Ain't figured out how.
That's crazy the dynamic, bro. That's crazy. Our strap pictures don't do it justice for the type of hunt we had, man.
Oh, man.
But you gotta look at too. You know, when Jim get on here, that boy Jim gonna kill him. Hey, that boy right there, he gonna shoot and kill.
He gonna shoot your bird, his bird, that bird, the bird that was watching. All
the bird that thought about coming with the other bird that died.
Well, y'all crack me up. Hey, I hadn't had a laugh like this since duck season, man. That's what I miss the most about it, bro. Just those moments, man.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Man, I miss my bros. So we got a big dove hunt coming up September that I always put on. So definitely trying to get y'all back out here for that. Probably film that. And, man, we film that dove hunt. Shit, after that, bro. Shit, November it'll be ready. Time to film that first duck episode. So
after the wedding.
Yeah, Daryl getting married and stuff. So we still gotta go out there for that too. So Daryl, you messing up my points, bro. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? By times I can get to Arkansas, I gotta use them points up wisely, bro.
Well, this time.
Oh, that count as a hunt, man. Conway, Arkansas count as a hunt.
No.
Like, here's the most insulting friend checking thing Daryl can ever do. I think his wedding is opening day in Louisiana. And I think he crazy, and I don't know if I'm gonna be at the wedding just yet. We're gonna see what the migration reports look like.
But I don't know why it's easy to miss for me in Louisiana. Ain't no malice, so what you wasting your time for?
You saying that? Wait till them teal breasts come out that Traeger.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
I'm
gonna say, you can only eat mallards. You can only eat mallards all season long.
Hold up.
Daryl ass right there. If you don't kill nothing but mallards, you can't eat nothing but mallards.
Well, I'm gonna get mine.
I will say, yeah, Ricky drilling up them teal, crazy with it. I ain't gonna lie.
Teal,
Yeah, man.
Hey, them boudin wraps, he bring up the cream cheese, boy.
Ricky put me on the boudin. I'm boudin crazy. I know I got a high blood pressure now because I didn't ate all the boudin in Louisiana. This in Georgia. This in my freezer.
So that was before I had the Yeti utility box, bro. I'm gonna have so much stuff thrown on that box. So 30 ounces, 30 quarts, 30 whatever. It's gonna be full of stuff, man. Vittles.
Facts. Man, so I'm gonna ask y'all something real quick. I know we're getting ready to wrap it down. So what's y'all's favorite part of the hunt? You know, because some people are gonna say the kill, some people say the fellowship, you know, some people are gonna say just the memories of the riding, you know. So what's y'all's favorite part of the hunt?
Big Moody, take it off. You want me to go?
You go, bro. You go.
All right. That boat ride.
The boat ride.
It's twofold. That boat ride bring me back. So military, Iraq veteran, all that good stuff. When you're in a boat and you're with your guys and you're rolling through the cut, you have that same adrenaline as, you know, you leaving the gate of our Iraq base getting ready to go on patrol. So I feel a unmatched level of adrenaline. So the boat ride's heavy. From a media standpoint, if I can get a good picture, bro, I've had a phenomenal hunt. If I can get a good picture of y'all in your zone, like I'm scrolling, bro. Like a hunt is great. It lasts however many hours, however many moments. But when I have these photos, that's what's getting me through this off season right here. So I'll say that boat ride and that media, that content.
So I probably would say my favorite part about the hunt, I'll say I got two things. Definitely hanging out with the fellas, you know what I'm saying? Talking about everything from hunting to personal lives, you know what I'm saying? And just being with my friends, that's big for me. You know, it's like you know, when we're traveling to see our other family. So it's like, my brothers, like, I definitely want to hang out with them. So that's definitely number two. And number one, man, I just like, it ain't so much about the shooting ducks, killing ducks, but it's just like, that feeling where you don't know if the ducks are really gonna be there that day that you're hunting. So the first time you hear them ducks quacking and you actually see them about treetop level, and man, you like, damn, it's really ducks here. It's really some mallards here. That's probably my first favorite thing about the hunt right there. Like, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm really here. And
right.
I always try to soak that in because it's like, this ain't gonna last forever. This ain't every hunt got to end. You know what I'm saying? Every season has to end. And
right.
I definitely try to soak it in. So that's definitely number one right there for sure.
See. So for me, what y'all know by now, it ain't. I could care less about just so much killing. You know what I mean? If so some people when they go hunt, their only goal is, man, we gotta shoot limits. Like we gotta shoot our limit. And for me, I think to me the biggest thing I love is to actually tricking a wild animal, a straight wild animal, and getting them there in my face or sitting on the water. Because y'all know me, I want to sit 100 on the water. 20 can break through. I don't want to shoot yet. I want the whole 100 piece in there, And so for me, I just love, because I like music, play the piano. So that talking to the ducks, it's like I'm serenading, and getting them on the water. And then for me, I like to call the shot and be like, kill them, and just watch everybody's faces light up. You know what I mean? Whether the 100 piece come in there and we might knock out 20 or 30 or 10 ducks coming in and all 10 die. I just like that moment when you call the shot and you look around and all your boys is just, everybody guns up and everybody smiling, dogs running around and chasing birds. To me, that's the best part, just looking around and seeing how happy a single little bird with orange feet and a green head can change everybody's mood. You know what I mean? All it takes is one duck.
Right.
One duck for everybody to empty their guns. And it's like everybody's mood is cloud nine. If we only unload our guns one time all morning, the duck sit on the water, that's the whole mood for the whole trip. You know what I'm saying? That feeling. I'm getting chilled. Like, bro, if you can see it right now, I'm getting chills right now thinking about it.
We can't have this conversation in June, boys. We need to be talking about the groceries in June because I'm too amped up for June, man. I ain't gonna be able to make it. I'm gonna spaz out by the time August comes.
This is crazy, bro. I can't. Man, we got so long, man. I can't take it. I cannot take it.
Hey, we all can just walk out the room, man. Piss.
If they told me
it's worse than waiting on Christmas as a kid, bro. For real. Like,
yeah,
just waiting to get out of school, bro. Like,
yeah, man.
It's crazy, but definitely ready for the season. I know we're gonna turn it up another notch, and I'm just ready to stock some more information on the stuff that we already know and that we learned last year. So I'm ready to do it for sure, man. We finally got Darryl moving around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It took him a long time to get out of this particular WMA. So now I ain't gonna lie, I'm stuck on one little piece of property. So I gotta get Darryl to get me out of there. And we kind of did that last season, towards the end of the season. Hunted a whole different area, and that opened up my eyes. Like, damn, it's ducks over here too. So I'm ready to move around, man. We definitely I want to split up some more this year and hit different areas and come back to the drawing board, and then we get back to camp. Be like, hey, just stop.
Touching on that, I feel like one of the things that helped. Because for me, I always go to like, man, I know I can kill them over here. And that's kind of how you guys like, man, I know I'm going to see some mallards over here.
Right.
So game fish kind of putting a restriction on y'all has almost helped us all. Because now it's like, well, I can't really move over there like I used to because I can't leave. You know what I mean? It's kind of helped us. And I think one of the biggest things which is going to be a whole nother episode, but one of the biggest things that's actually helped public land hunters is OnX, because there's so much land that people don't even realize is out there that you can actually go and kill birds on. You know what I mean? There's
in
so
all
much.
flyways.
Yes.
All flyways.
You can be in Canada, North Dakota, South Dakota. It's just crazy how OnX is really like taking that, and people aren't even utilizing it like the full potential. I mean, we don't use, how hard we used it last year, marking trails. Before you ever step on the water, before you ever leave the camp, you can literally get on OnX and be like, we're going to this hole because look at this water already there in the woods. And then, most times those pictures are taken in the summertime. And it's kind of crazy you know, we're going to touch on this later, but how Onyx has really changed the game as a hunter. You know what I mean? Because if you're not using it, you literally are a step behind. You're just going to be, you know what I mean?
I got a lot to say about that when it's the right time, man. That
Yeah.
is a game changer. It's changed the dynamic of everything that we do.
The comfort it gives you, bro. Like,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And, the fact that now you don't have to have 3 GPS, you don't have to have your phone, you ain't got to have a handheld GPS. You know, it's all just right there, and it's insane.
Right.
And how you can share Bluetooth it and share. That's a whole nother subject, but it's just crazy how much that has changed the game itself.
Touch on that show, man. So yeah, man, we definitely want to introduce everybody to Ricky through the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Ricky, we got Ricky on here this time, and you know, we definitely gonna, I guess, get the drawing board. I don't know. I don't think we need to have a set people who's gonna do the podcast or whatever. I guess Darryl, you gotta be on here because you know you got all the equipment over that way. And shout out to my boy Quentin over there helping us out too.
I will say one thing we're gonna do when we're gonna get Quentin on here because this dude is the truth. He really is driven this podcast. You know what I'm saying?
So man, and I definitely want to. It's people like him that's helping us get here. You know, and you know I want to get to where where we're going, so we can reach back and definitely like show him like, hey, you know, we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And so him, and you know, we gotta touch on Jason and
yeah, for sure.
You know, everybody that just helping us get here. So definitely gonna introduce some more people on here and keep it rolling.
I think that's 100%. Even our I'm gonna go and say wives because I'm not gonna be married, even dating so long. Our wives, because I feel like that's a big part of it too. You know, all these people in the background, wives and family. You know, because that's what really lets us do it. People like Quint that's driving us.
Huh? My wife right now waiting on me. She waiting on me to eat dinner right now.
Hey, I know mine is. I see my phone her lighting up. Bing, bing, where you at? Bing, where you
stuff
at?
Like that. Stuff like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know, just to have that support from your woman, and man, it ain't gonna like it. You know, so she understands that. You know, we're trying to do this podcast, and I got dinner sitting on the stove. It's getting cold, but you know, we'll warm it up, and we definitely appreciate all of our significant others for real. So.
Yeah, for sure. Because I know Rick's told me stories, and I know Moody got stories. I got stories where, you know, you ain't have a $20 to your name, and, you know, your lady like, go hunting, you know, spend that $15 and we'll eat some ramen noodles tonight. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that.
If you hadn't almost lost your woman due to a duck season, then you're not a duck hunter.
Yeah, you ain't no real duck hunter.
Oh, yeah. Shout out.
I'm going to say it right now. I can count at least 5 girlfriends I done lost because of duck season.
Hey, sorry about that bad luck, man.
I definitely got me. She definitely understands, and I do push it though. I do push it. She definitely every season, boy. Towards the end, she's like, "Hey, man, is this over yet? Because I can't take it."
Hey, one quick thing before we end it. Couture literally slept in a hotel for a week so you could be in Arkansas hunting. If that ain't down for her man, I don't know what down for your man is.
I gotta go hard now. You know what I'm saying? I can't get popped up right now, bro. I'm here. I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
She's gonna be like, I did all that for nothing. Ate steak in a boat so we could eat in a hotel for nothing in Stuttgart, Arkansas.
We need to attach some pictures to this podcast because they got a lot of visuals to go with these stories, man.
I can see her face. If she can hear me right now, I can see her face right now. All they do is talk on the phone every day anyway.
Yeah, man. Myself, Ranar Moody.
You know, Darryl Moore here.
Ricky Nicholas.
Man, we thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, episode 2, we out.